Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. So, we got the celebration info for the TANABATA celebration. Now, some stuff is live right now. We had some of the EX missions. Really, most of the missions have been live. And then some other events and some other things will drop later on. But we did get this. Now, so far, over the past several celebrations, this has been a direct, real clue. A real hint, a real thing right here, that we can expect these characters sometimes the EZA. Every single one of these category Dokkan Fest banners they have dropped, one of these characters has either gotten a regular EZA or a super EZA or something. Now, Team Universe 7, we know is already going to get their EZA. That's a thing that's going to happen. We've got they're already in the data download. I did misspeak yesterday. This is the second best Yellow Coin LR, I think. Obviously, Cell Max is a Yellow Coin LR. Cell Max is actually just so ridiculous, though, that it's hard to register that he's a Yellow Coin LR. He just doesn't... But, yeah, I think they're probably the second best Yellow Coin LR. Now, remember, during the 6th anniversary, this character actually dropped with this character right here. And that's the other character right there. Now, I think we're going to see many EZA characters drop during this TANABATA celebration. Last year, we had essentially 3 major EZA characters: Dokkan Fest Beerus, God Goku, and Super Baby 2. And then we also, on top of that, we had another EZA that was essentially kind of like a sub-EZA, but it was the GT Goku as well as the GT Cell and GT Frieza, right? So we can anticipate a lot of EZAs coming. Now, I'm not really talking about like free-to-play characters here. These are more so going to be like the kind of like the normal like summonable EZAs or something like that. Because remember, the free-to-play characters would just be like an EZA area. Although a lot of the Universe 7 free-to-play characters have EZA during the 6th anniversary, there is like the 17 and 18 that came out along with the Dokkan Fest 17 and 18. But this character, by the way, I think could become pretty good. I mean, if you just, again, like we take a look here, I guess it's, going to look a little bit wonky right here. But like if you just look at their base, look at what they have in base versus their EZA. Like, we can anticipate a very similar thing here. One thing to keep in mind with all the characters that have Gold Angel Frieza in it, by the way, is that they're not superhero characters. Any card with Frieza in it is not on superhero. So that's a big thing to consider. Like LR Goku and Frieza, for example, I think that their super EZA is, I think very possible. Although maybe they would save like the first LR super EZA for like anniversary or worldwide. Although Tanabata is kind of a celebration on that level. So one thing is their active will not change. So right now, their additionals can't be super attacks. An easy thing they could do is just allow these to be supers. You know, we could see this character supering, 3, 4, 5, 6 times or something like that with damage reduction. Their baseline kit seems to be solid. Just already seeing damage reduction there, but it's always impossible to see how good they're going to be. A lot of these types of characters, like these 2 LRs, for sure, like these are going to want to be run on UI Goku's Universal Survival Saga team. Absolutely. It'll be interesting to see. Like, full reps of Universe 7, Team Universe 7, is potentially going to be a really strong team. So there's that. I think the chances that this guy gets his EZA are very, very high. This guy is very good in that he has all mechanics already. He has dodge, he has attack debuffing, he has seal, he has stacking. Then we go over here. He has stunning, and he has damage reduction. So Angel Golden Frieza already has every mechanic, basically, right? Like, I guess they could give him, like, an attack break from his passive or something like that. But again, he pretty much has already got all of these mechanics just as is. So, I'm not really too sure, like, what else we'd get besides maybe just raising the percentages and stuff like that. I'm sure he'd get quite a bit more. This is another character, though, in terms of teams, it's, you know, potentially on this Universal Survival Saga team that we're kind of like building here. This guy could be run on Broly's team is kind of the other big one, I guess. This guy would be good for that, the legendary Otherworld Warrior mission, in the legendary Frieza event, though, for sure. You could definitely run Frieza against that, I guess. We'll see. I think this would be a fun EZA right here, though, this Angel Golden Frieza. I think we just have a bunch of kind of like banner unit type characters. Remember, Krillin is the banner unit for LR Super Saiyan, Blue Kaioken Goku, and Evolution Blue Vegeta. I don't know about the Universal Survival Saga team is going to be filled with dominant like LR EZAs. So it's going to be very tough for this guy to kind of get on the team. And unfortunately, like, it would be nice if they could just like maybe make him an EZA that could help out like Earthlings or some other category or something like that. But he's already got this in his kit. So it's like they're going to continue to build around passive abilities that are already here. The other thing, too, is that Android 18, I guess we would use the Dokkan Fest Android 18 and Android 17. That would be the go-to. I mean, they certainly are going to be much improved next to Team Universe 7, right? Being able to activate their Android links. That would certainly help them out quite a bit, but I don't know. We'll see about this guy. I mean, he is on stuff like Defender of Justice, right? This Krillin. Then there's also, this 17 and 18 right here, who are kind of like characters that are meant to be used together. I mean, they certainly could get EZAs and potentially be decent, I guess. I don't know that I'd be... these probably would just be kind of like middling characters that would EZA, but whatever. And one thing with the Krillin, remember, so Krillin is not just going to use their EZA medals. So very, very good chance, you know, like this Krillin, like 17, 18, you know, maybe other characters like Bergamo or something like that could happen. Gohan and Piccolo, this is a character that maybe we actually could just run straight up because they're already a support type character. So there's actually like some incentive to run them. I do have Gohan and Frieza up as well. The Gohan and Piccolo and Gohan and Frieza, the two banner units of the 6th anniversary. I think we could potentially see them EZA again. I think they could do just a batch EZA where, you know, we had one of those during TANABATA last year. It was the GT Goku and the GT Cell and Frieza. Both of these characters do support. This unit has always been iffy because look at this shit. 70% chance to guard after supering. Like, bro, no way. I mean, with an EZA, certainly that would just be guaranteed guard. And the debuff, stuff like that. Remember that this is a villain character, too, by the way. And also remember that this is not a superhero character. So it is funny, you know, we have, you know, Gohan and Golden Frieza are a villain character. And then we have, like, Hit and God Goku, who are also a villain character. So we could run a villain team with a Gohan and a Goku on it, which is crazy. I don't know if I have the highest hopes for these two. But, I mean, with their support already there, they certainly could be at least a decent option, you know, maybe for some type of mission or something. Gohan and Frieza, they do have Seal. Then down here, you're getting 50% attack, supreme damage, and medium chance to crit. So they already do have crit on their super attack effect, though. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. All right, so then, this right here. Whew, okay, I mean, this is one of those EZAs that would have people going crazy right here. I mean, listen, he would need quite a bit. I mean, he's already got a decent super attack effect right there. I imagine they would just give him, like, attack as well. So he'd get, like, attack and defense for 9 turns. This, maybe what they would do is they would potentially buff this up to, like, 70% per hit. And then he just gotta give him guard, gotta give him additionals, gotta give him start of turn stats. Probably would want multiplicative buffs. Bergamo would be interesting. This is another thing, though. Bergamo is not Super Boss's. You would think Bergamo is actually a Super Boss's character, but he's not. This kid is on, like, no teams. That's crazy. I don't know. Like, if I was to run Bergamo, I would probably maybe think more about running him on Topo's team rather than, like, UI Goku. I mean, because one thing to remember about UI Goku, right? I mean, this is if fights are going to be long enough to get to that point. But his domain, of course, is he's going to be buffing superclass characters. Him buffing the enemies too, man, that's going to be really scary, dude. This buff on enemies, whew, scary shit. All right, so Bergamo, we'll see if Bergamo will get his EZA. They might just focus on reps of Universe 7. So, I mean, Bergamo very well could be a character that won't EZA here. And then we have Skinny Boo. Skinny Boo would be fantastic. He'd be yet again Majin Power, baby. This guy was so crazy when he got his Dokkan Awakening. Yep, with that was with Exchange Majin Buu and Gotenks. We'll see. I don't know, like what relevant teams. Broly's team, of course. Every character's on Broly's team. Artificial Life Form, we could run him on there. He's of course on Universal Survival Saga, Majin Power. Superhero, obviously. Superhero. Every character's on Superhero, yeah. All right, so now we can get into the section where we can talk about Super EZAs. Without a doubt, one of these next couple of characters is going to Super EZA during the celebration. I would think this guy's the most likely. Now, he's not a Universal Survival Saga character, but... Wait, did I already X out UI Goku? No, I put him at the front. Even though he's not on Universal Survival Saga, UI Goku is leading Realm of Gods as well. So we could see Blue Kaioken Goku, like he could be on that leader skill, and like we could still run him. It seems like they might be pushing more again towards reps of Universe 7, which obviously this Blue Kaioken Goku is. I still think this guy getting a Dokkan Fest LR and then like a Carnival LR hit for next year's Tanabata, I think it would still work well. That's gonna be my guess. 7th Tanabata in a row. Dokkan Fest LR, Blue Kaioken, and Carnival hit. But this guy getting super easy, I could really see. I mean, the God event seems as though it's getting a boss rush stage, where, I mean, this guy is certainly not going to be good for that. But a lot of the other content, I mean, they could just power him up for the first couple of turns. The fact that they give him 10 turns is pretty generous. But I could just see a lot more stuff like that. Remember, Super EZAs, they've made really good. So it is very, very difficult to just predict what this guy is going to look like, man. It's super tough. But I think that of Super EZAs, he's probably the most likely because he's so old. I mean, this guy on JP EZA'd in 2019, right? Global is the start of 2020. All right, so then in UI Goku... I think Int UI Goku would make for a good Super EZA. He wouldn't link with the LR UI Goku at the start of the fight, but you could definitely still run both. I mean, the team is going to have characters like, Evolution Blue Vegeta and Mastered UI Goku, the AGL LR UI Goku. So we could certainly, get it done. But we will see how that's going to kind of look right there. Remember that if we were able to transform with this guy, both UI Gokus together, even if they're both transformed, they would be able to link together, and they would be crazy. Remember, this guy still does have his guaranteed dodge his first turn after he transforms here. So, that would be pretty good. Remember, he's a stacking character, stuff like that. This is so crazy. I mean, this is a 2021... This is what 2021 characters look like, chat. 2021 characters look like this. It's just so funny to look at, right? Like, he would need to get so much more. Just stacking does not really cut it. Now, LR Roshi, I don't think they're gonna do this, but remember, Super EZAs, they said Dokkan Fest exclusives and LRs, right? So, I mean, maybe they could just give this guy like a Super EZA. They probably won't, because the way they've been structuring the Super EZAs too, it's just been on the existing like EZA event. And obviously Roshi is EZAing from an EZA area. So maybe it would just be a new stage added to the EZA area. But I mean, it might be likely that we just won't even see free-to-play LRs get super EZAs. It's hard to say again for sure. So we can just X him out. Now, Goku and Frieza. I do think Goku and Frieza, this to me is something they could really do. And Goku and Frieza could potentially be very impressive on this team. They would need so much to be good, though. I mean, I guess, an easy thing they could do is, they massively raise defense for one turn on 18 key, something like that. No, a super easy. It would only be their passive. I'm a silly boy. Never mind. It would only be their passive that they'd be getting buffed. They would. I feel like this is a character they probably wouldn't give defensive mechanics to. It would just be kind of like raw stats. So they would just need so much. I mean, we've seen the way these super easy passives look like, where it's just 50 lines. But this could be, I think, a pretty exciting super easy character for the celebration. And then I do have also Angel Golden Frieza pulled up. I hate that he does still debuff allies. I do wish we're in 2024. I think it's time to just like not debuff allies, not buff bosses. All that shit does not need to be a thing anymore. You do not need to be buffing bosses and debuffing allies. We could save that for 2020 Dokkan and shit like that, right? Like, no way. Although this guy originally came out on 2017 on JP Dokkan. He came out... No, I think the Turn of Power had officially started already, right? When this guy came out? Yeah, I believe so. Alright, well, let me know what you guys think. This unit right here, to me, is kind of like a lock because they're there. The rest of it, we'll see. I mean, I think Angel Golden Freeze is very possible. Potentially combo a bunch of these characters into kind of like a group EZA. And then, I mean, I think they're probably going to stick to one super EZA per celebration for now. Even a major celebration like this. But I think we should probably see one of these characters get their EZA, super EZA, probably Blue Kaioken. Because he's the oldest, and it does kind of make sense that he'd EZA here. Let me know which characters you guys would like to see EZA'd, and I'll catch you guys next time.